Welcome to the Learn to Sew Academy channel. Please remember to subscribe. Thank you.
This is the second video on how to make this high-low dress. Check the link in the description for the first video. So again, like always, we want to sew on the wrong side. So you need to do your right side of the fabric facing the right side. So to stitch it, we're just going to start by first sewing the shoulder area. When we're done, we're going to hem the neckline, depending on whatever you want to do. Either you want to use a bias for that, or you want to just turn it in like twice and just sew it all around. That'll be the next stage. And next we're going to hem the armhole area, and all I'm just going to do is I'm going to turn it in twice and just stitch it from one end to the other. And again, you can also use a bias tape over that as well. What I'm going to do next after I hem the armhole and the neckline is I'm going to now join the sides of the upper part of the dress. So I'm going to join the sides first. So after I join the sides, I will now take the lower part of my dress, the inner one. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to align this properly, and I'm going to join the two sides as well. I'm going to join it all the way down on both sides. And after I do that, the next thing I'll work on will be the high-low skirt that we cut earlier. What I'm going to be doing with this is I'm going to run gather stitch. Now when I run my gather stitch, remember I'm having an overlap. My overlap, I'm going to leave that without gather stitch. So depending on how much overlap you want, I'm going to measure that and leave that, and I'm going to start my gather stitch after I have left how much overlap I need. And as you do that too, remember you're going to be hemming the edge, so you may want to put that into consideration. So I'm using an overlap of 4 inches. So from that point, I'm going to start to do a gather stitch all across from one end to the other end until I have 4 inches left over, or 5 inches or 3 inches, depending on what you want to use. So it's going to be from one end to the other, leaving what I'm going to overlap, leaving that ungathered. So that's the next thing I'm going to do. And then I'll draw the gathers and I'll show you how to join these to the dress. Before I do my gathers, I'm going to go ahead and first hem my edges. So I'm just going to turn this in twice and I'm going to hem it all across. Or alternatively, you can do an overlocking stitch all around this. You serge the edges and you just turn it in once and stitch that down. So that's another option. So I've run some gathers across the waistline for this fabric. So I'm going to take the other skirt, the one that's going to be in the inside. So this here is the wrong side, and like I said, I already hemmed the edges. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to align the middle of this. I'm going to look for the middle here, and I've made a small cut here for my midpoint. So I'm going to take that middle and I'm going to align it with this middle that I already cut. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to check to make sure that the gathers is enough for me, or if it's too tight, then I'm going to loosen some of the gathers. So what I want to do is I want to pin this in place, and again I'm going to check. Remember, this is going to overlap, So I'm going to check to see if I have enough gathers, or if I need to put more gathers, or if I need to loosen the gathers. And like I said, this is going to overlap in the front. So this is what I'm checking right now to see if this is working enough. So this will overlap, but I want to check if my gathers is working the way I want it. If it's not, I may want to pull some more gathers if I want it to be tighter. So I want this here to cross over from the middle section by like 2 inches, like so, right there. And I want this to cross here at that 2-inch mark. So I'm going to have something that looks like this. And I'm going to hold that too. Then based on that, I'm going to check my gathers to see if it goes across uniformly. If I need to put more gathers, if I need to tighten it, I'll tighten it some more. If I need to loosen it, I'll do so. So other than that, this is what it's going to start to look like. This is what the front is beginning to look like. So this is the inner skirt, which I'm still going to I haven't turned in the edges yet, so I'm going to turn in the edges of this. So it's going to be a little shorter. So this is going to be the back. And this right here is my front. So this is what it's going to be looking like. So once I'm done with making sure that my gathers are properly aligned here, I'm going to go to the sewing machine and I'm going to stitch this down. I'm going to just do a straight stitch all across to hold it in place. And the final thing I'm going to do after that is I'll take this upper part of the dress, this bodice. So I'll take the middle of that, I'll align it to this middle, this midpoint, and I'm going to sew this all across so that when I finish sewing it, I'm gonna have it somehow like this, which I'll show you when I get to that stage. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. And remember, we're going to be using a lace trimming. This is a trimming I've decided to use. So at the end of this, after I've attached this, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna put my lace trim all around this edge. So I'll show you as we progress. So first I'm gonna go finish up this side and I'm gonna add this to the skirt. So now I've joined this part to the dress. So this is one long stretch of dress now. So the next thing is to put this lace trimmings on. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pin it down all across, and I'm going to go to the sewing machine and I'm just going to tack this down like so, and I'll end it on the side. I'll let it overlap on the side and just close it up on the side. So that's the final stage. Again, this fabric is stretchy, so that's why I don't have a zipper. If you're working with a fabric that is not stretchy, you need to put a zipper because that's how you're going to be able to open it up. And I've also left the waist to be looser than the actual waist so they can easily fit in for the person going to wear this dress. So that's just going to be the difference in, working with a stretchy fabric and a fabric that's not stretchy. Then the final thing I'm going to do once I complete this, I'm going to come here and I'm going to hem this here. So I'm just going to turn this in twice and I'm going to hem this all around, and that will complete my dress. And again, this is what I have. This is what it looks like right now, and you'll see the pictures when I'm done. So that completes this video. I hope this has been very helpful. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, and please remember to like the video and share the video with others too. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. See you next time. Thanks. Bye.